At the company's year-end party, my CEO girlfriend just announced that I actually won the grand prize, an all-expenses-paid cruise trip.
A trip with her. But suddenly, her male assistant snatches the ticket, rips it to shreds, grabs her hand, and boldly declares, right to my face, "Who do you think you are? The CEO is my fiancé. There is absolutely no way I am letting her go on a trip with you." And my girlfriend, the one who usually handles company matters so strictly, she doesn't even stop him. Instead, she publicly announces the winning ticket is void. She actually voids the ticket and hands my almost finished project straight to this assistant. Her excuse? Just giving me a few extra days off to get some rest. The other colleagues whisper, "Don't get mad, he's the CEO's most trusted guy after all." Fine. I calmly take off my employee ID badge. I hand over every single document. I agree to take those days off. But in my head, I've already made the final call. I am quitting for good, handing every project to that assistant and wishing the CEO and her new boyfriend a long, happy life together. When I announce it out loud, the entire room drops into dead silence for a split second, then absolutely erupts into chaos. My coworkers quickly surround me, urging me, "Don't make a rash decision. I've been a loyal veteran here, working endlessly for 10 solid years and helping build this entire company from the ground up. We took it from nothing to this massive powerhouse. The company is about to go public. Quitting right now would be a massive waste." But my CEO girlfriend, Loon Yu-yin, she just shoots me a cold glance and stays completely silent. Not a single word of objection. Her male assistant, Yan Dong-tang, sees her silence, takes it as complete approval, and gets incredibly smug. He actually starts mocking me right there. "You're threatening to resign just because the CEO won't go on a trip with you? Who do you even think you are? Do you honestly believe the company will collapse without you?" The other colleagues quickly jump in, trying to smooth things over, saying, "Ya Dongtan is just kidding around and doesn't actually want to chase me out." I brush them off, give a light chuckle, and tell them I have absolutely zero regrets. Then I get ready to leave for good, packing up my desk. 1 cardboard box, 1 laptop. 10 whole years of sweat and hardcore effort. Now pay attention here. Finally, the only thing left on my empty desk is a tiny little gift, a small ceramic couple statue. Lu Nu Yen gave me that back in the early startup days, celebrating the moment I successfully completed my very first major project. I stayed up 3 straight nights finishing that design. She hugged me, crying her eyes out, saying I was the most important person in this company. But now, the company is powerful, and I'm just dead weight. Right as I'm about to toss the statue straight into the trash bin, Yang Tang strolls over, looking incredibly smug. He brags that he's officially replacing me as the interim manager and even scoring a massive raise. If he does a good job, that is. He mocks me, calling me a low-level manager who's getting too old, with zero room for promotion, claiming I can't provide any emotional value to the CEO anymore. So getting tossed aside like trash was bound to happen sooner or later. When I don't even react, he gets even more full of himself. But then, the familiar click-clack of high heels echoes through the room. Yang Dang-tan suddenly snatches the little ceramic gift and smashes it onto the floor. It shatters into a million pieces. Then he purposely cuts his own hand on the shards and screams out, "I'll resign right now. Please don't hit me." Instantly, the usually cold Lu Nu Yen rushes over and shoves me away.
She steps right in front of Ye Dongtan, frantically holding his injured hand. This woman, who's always so perfectly calm, is completely losing her mind right now.
Lu Nu Yen furiously screams right in my face. "What are you doing? This is a company. How dare you get violent in here?" "I am firing you this exact instant." Her extremely overprotective attitude toward him hits me with this sudden heavy feeling of being a complete stranger. She's always been smart and level-headed, but she doesn't ask me for my side of the story. She doesn't even notice the broken gift on the floor. It's the exact same one she handpicked for me, the one I kept safe for 10 whole years. How could she let it shatter like that? But whatever, none of it matters anymore. Ya Dang-thang leans heavily on her shoulder, playing the pathetic victim perfectly, and whispers to the CEO, "I think I should just resign. I'll quietly give the project back to him, so he doesn't get triggered and try to assault me again." Lu Nu Yen gently comforts him. "I am the boss here. Ki Badat is just an employee about to be fired. As long as I'm here, no one can ever hurt you." I watch them being all sweet and affectionate, feeling nothing but pure irony. I pull out my phone and text.
My parents back home. I've decided to return and take over the family fortune. Yeah, I'm actually the son of Kin Chao's wealthiest family.
But I never wanted to be a stubborn, spoiled brat just relying on my family's money. As a wealthy heir, I always wanted to build
My own empire with my own skills. During my startup journey, I met Lu Nuyen and was instantly drawn to her fierce, unyielding aura.
Once we made our relationship official, I literally sold off my entire old company just to fund her startup. We were going to build our dreams together. To save costs, I took the absolute minimum wage and never complained a single time. My dad called me countless times, begging me to come back and inherit the fortune, but I refused. I just wanted to pour my entire heart and soul into Lu Nuyen and this company.
You feel the heartbreak here, right? But now, the love and dream I bled for have turned into an absolute joke. Later at the hospital, Lu Nuyen
Immediately tags along with Ye Dangtang to get his hand treated. I'm just about to walk away when I suddenly hear her voice calling.
My name from behind. Wait a minute, Kai Ba Dat. She runs over panting, grabs my hand, and says in a surprisingly soft voice, I'm sorry about earlier.
Earlier, I was way too harsh on you. Ye Dangtang has severe depression, so I just could not stop him from making that huge scene at the New Year's party. I was pretty terrified too, so please do not overthink it. I see that rare, soft look in her eyes, but honestly, my heart does not even waver a bit. I just stay completely silent, waiting for her next move. Lu Nuyen pauses for a second, then gets dead serious. About your resignation. I have thought it over. I absolutely cannot accept it. This company is what we built together, and we are going public next year. If you just walk away now, what will the staff even think of me? Taking another step closer, she looks right at me with those incredibly soft eyes. That little gift that I gave you before? Seeing it break brought back so many memories of our past. You have poured absolutely everything into this company over the years. I cannot just let you walk away like this. Take a few days off and rest up. Give it some time, and I will find a way
To bring you back on board with a 30% raise, okay? I just stare at her, feeling nothing but pure irony.
all of these super emotional, caring words. In the end, it is just her being absolutely terrified of outside gossip ruining her precious reputation. That is really it.
As for her real feelings, total fake. I am literally about to reject her when a voice suddenly echoes down the hospital hall. It is why.
Dangtang. Lu Nuyen instantly loses all her cool. Without even a second left to talk to me, she just hurriedly throws out one final sentence.
It is decided then. And just like that, she runs off to find Yi Dongtang. I shake my head, smiling bitterly. What a shame. I will not waste
Another second on her. Getting back home, I pull out some of my latest design sketches, fully ready to shred them all. Even though these designs took a massive amount of my blood and sweat, with how things are right now, I completely refuse to be a part of
any major decisions anymore. Just as I finish sorting them, Lu Nuyen walks back in. She stares at the sketches in my hands, looking pretty strange. Thank God the glass did not cut too deep. Yi Dongtang's hand is fine. He just needs some rest. I do not say a single word back. You will not believe her nerve here. I am about to shred the sketches when she lunges forward, yanking the plug. She starts explaining herself, looking kinda awkward. Do not destroy these designs. I am taking them for Yi Dongtang to use. His hand is badly hurt right now, and he has a few projects that are super urgent. You are almost done anyway, so just let him finish them up faster. Right after that, she actually tries to snatch the sketches right out of my hands, but I instantly yank them back, refusing to let her have them. How could I possibly hand over my own designs, my literal passion, just so Ya Dongtang can exploit my hard work? Lu Nuyen completely freezes, then glares at me with pure disappointment. You are getting so incredibly petty lately. If you had not injured Ya Dongtang, do you seriously think he would need your sketches? Before I can even process that logic, she takes advantage of my shock, snatches a handful of the designs, and completely storms out. Gone. I just stand there, staring blankly at the half-torn sketches left. In my hands, feeling like an absolute pathetic joke. 10 whole years of unwavering loyalty, And not only do I get zero gratitude, but on my way out, she still wants to strip me of everything just to make Yi Dongtang look good. It is ridiculously ironic. But you know what? It does not even matter. The sketches she took are completely unfinished drafts. There's still a massive amount of work to do on them before they can ever be handed over to a client. With Yi Dongtang's actual skill level, no way he satisfies any real clients. Once I finally finish handling all this mess, I immediately pack my bags and take every single thing I own. Before walking out the door, I slipped the engagement ring off.
My left ring finger, the exact ring Lu Nuyen and I once exchanged, and leave it right on the coffee table. That night, I moved back to my family's
Villa. My parents see how drained I look and do not even ask about Lu Nuyen. But right before I go to sleep, Lu Nuyen actually decides to
Call me herself. Her voice is completely exhausted and totally impatient. Kibadat, so now you are running away from home? Did you not listen to a single thing?
I just said, I already agreed to leave the company to you. What more do you even want? If you are not back here by tomorrow night.
We are totally done. Do not even think about coming back to the company. Click. She hangs up instantly, not giving me a single chance
To say a word. But it is fine. I ended things with her a long time ago, and I definitely have zero plans of ever going back to that company.
The next morning, my dad hands over a chunk of the family business for me to run. My new assistant comes in, asking about the big partnership we just signed with another company. And this is where it all clicks. Lu Nuyen only got that massive deal with Nana Review Group because my dad was secretly protecting me. He literally worked non-stop just to help me successfully lock down that partner. Honestly, if we are talking strictly about the actual capabilities of Lu Yunyo.
Yen? Her company is nowhere near qualified to work with a giant like Nana Review Group. I just coldly tell my assistant to follow the standard business protocol on this. My assistant instantly gets it. I am definitely not pulling any strings for Lu Yunyen anymore. Then she reminds me that tonight there is a business gala hosted by Nana Review Group, and my dad wants me to take her as my +1. I do not give it much thought, just
Diving straight into my work. But suddenly, my phone lights up with a text from Yadong Tang. Hey, take a good look at my new social media post. I do not really get it, but I open it anyway. The very first post, a picture of him in a crazy expensive suit holding Lu Nuyen's hand, with the caption saying, "Our CEO is so amazing. To reward me for finishing up all my work last night, she specially took me out on a romantic date.
And even bought me this suit. I am so incredibly happy." Right under the post, there is an endless flood of comments from our coworkers, totally praising Lu.
Nuyen and Yi Dongtang. Everyone is saying the assistant and the CEO are a perfect match. Yi Dongtang is definitely going to replace Ki Ba-dat and stepping in as the new vice president. Wu Dangthang laughs it off and plays humble. Then Lu Ruyan actually drops a like on his post, not even denying a single rumor about their relationship. She even goes out of her way to leave a comment. Work hard, Thang, and next year, I'll give you company shares. Staring at those words, my blood absolutely boils. It really looks like Liu Ruyan actually values Dang Tang's so-called skills. If that's the case, her company is heading straight for a total collapse. I hit like and turn off my strain. But right then, Lu Ruyan calls me up, sounding super annoyed. What are you doing? You already quit, so why are you trying to make the staff misunderstand what our relationship really is? I already gave you a chance. If you keep this up, you're just going to end up as a complete loser. Someone who can never be saved. She hangs up on me. I honestly want to burst out laughing. A tiny company like hers dares to compare itself to the Nano Group? If I just walked out and looked for a job, countless massive corporations would instantly beg me to join them. Where does she get this confidence? Later that exact night, I head over to a high-end business banquet, and right away, I spot Liu Ruyan linking arms with Yan Dongtan, chatting happily with all the directors around them. Someone turns and asks her, "CEO Liu, why don't I see Kai Ba-dat around here tonight?" She just brushes it off. Oh, him? His work attitude was terrible, so I fired him. Right in the middle of this, Wai Dang Tang looks over, spots me, and immediately sneers. "Why are you stalking us?" Liu Ruyan's face completely drops. She hurries right over to me and demands, "What are you doing here?"
Your dang time chimes right in. What else? He's obviously here to beg for forgiveness. The CEO already said it. If you want to come back to the company, you can only work as my assistant. What do you say? I just give him a cold stare. No thanks. I'm simply not worthy of working at your amazing company. Dong Tang laughs, looking completely smug. Glad you finally know your place. Liu Ruyan glares at me, losing her patience, and coldly snaps. We can discuss work some other time. Get out of here. This entire banquet is hosted by the CEO of the Nana Group. I heard his son is showing up tonight, so do not cause a scene. I just let out a dry laugh. You do you, and I'll do me. You have zero right to tell me to leave. Liu Ruyan's face turns even frostier, totally out of patience now. At first, I actually thought about our past feelings and wanted to give you a chance. But clearly, you don't appreciate anything. So I am officially announcing it. We are done, and my company is never going to hire you. Back again. Your old position? It fully belongs to Yi Dongtang now. Once she says it, she actually lets out a little sigh of relief. Yi Dongtang just looks
At me, absolutely thrilled. He smirks and says, "Kai Badat, you were always going to lose. Now you've got absolutely nothing left." But right at this exact moment, two massive directors walk over. Liu Ruyan immediately recognizes them as her VIP clients, so she rushes over to greet them. "Director Trang? Director Vu, were you happy with that design draft I sent over last night? We should really set up a time to discuss our next big project." But both of these guys look completely annoyed. Director Trung just waves his hand in her face, coldly snapping back. "That design your team sent us yesterday? What even was that garbage? A 3-year-old kid could draw something better. When we signed that contract, we specifically requested a certain expert. If your company just randomly swaps out the designer, you better get ready for a warning letter from our lawyers." Liu Ruyan panics and quickly tries to explain herself, but those two directors just walk right past her. They step directly up to me instead. "Kai Badat, we've worked together so many times, but I really never expected. You were actually the chairman's son. Please keep looking out for us in the future." But just look at her face now. Liu Ruyan completely freezes up, staring at me like she can't believe her own eyes. The chairman's son? Kai Badat is the son of the King Chao chairman? She frantically spins around and chases after the two.
Directors, totally panicking now. Kai Badat is just one of my employees. Are you sure you didn't mistake him for someone else? Ye Dongtang quickly
Nods along too. We already fired Kai Badat. He's probably just using some rich relatives to trick you guys. Seriously, do not let him fool you. Director. Trong just sneers, giving them a freezing cold look. Who's tricking anyone? Does Kai Badat even need to lie? Sure, he used to work at your little company. But in reality, he is the son of Chairman Kin Chao, a literal billionaire. Are you both completely blind? You actually dared to fire a guy like him? That takes some serious guts. Hearing this, Liu Ruyan is left completely stunned. And right on cue, a bunch of other guests suddenly recognize me and rush right over to say hello. "The chairman's son is here. Come on, everyone. We have to go greet him." When she hears that, Ruyan looks up, completely frantic, and asks me, "Kai Badat, are you really the young master? Why didn't you ever tell me this before?" I can see the pure regret and total panic swimming in her eyes, but I don't give her an answer. Almost instantly, a massive crowd of important guests walks right up, flashing their brightest smiles, and they easily shove Li Ruyan out of the way. Pushed to the very back, Li Ruyan keeps calling out my name, sounding completely desperate, but no one even gives her an inch of space. "Young Master Kai is truly a brilliant man," one director shouts out. "I'm the CEO of the Fuang Nu Group, and I'd love to work with you. And I'm Vuong Kai from the Lam Quan Group." Another guy quickly chimes in right after. Every single one of these directors has way more social status than Liu Ruyan ever will, yet they're treating me with total respect. See, all of this happened. Liu Ruyan's face just drains of all its color. She finally grasps the reality of the situation and desperately tries to squeeze through the huge crowd, screaming her lungs out. "Everyone, get out of my way! Kai Badat is my boyfriend." The second she screams that, the crowd finally parts so I can walk through. I hear her shout that loud and clear, but it just feels completely pathetic to me. We actually dated for 10 straight years, but whenever she talked about how office romances ruined the work environment, I basically never heard her call me her boyfriend once. Yet now,
Now that we're completely over and she finally knows exactly who I am, she tries to claim our relationship in public. Lu Nuyen pushes her way through the crowd. She walks right up to me, eyes totally red and full of grievance. I just give her this cold stare and tell her, President Lu, you literally just said we're broken up and you fired me. So don't go spreading rumors here and ruining your own image. The second I show
that kind of cold, distant attitude, Lu Nuyen completely breaks down crying. Kiba, she says, I was just joking.
Please do not be mad at me. I was actually planning to make you vice president all along. I actually just laugh out loud.
loud. I tell her, President Lu, we worked together for 10 whole years, so save the meaningless excuses. But Lu Nuyen just keeps on talking. Right then, a few directors realize what's actually happening and figure out we broke up. They immediately start demanding answers. They ask her, President Lu, what is up with these recent designs you sent? They are full of basic mistakes. How did you even miss that? One guy says he was actually planning to visit her company tomorrow to check on things, only to hear she fired Kai Badat. The others chime right in. Lu Nuyen, they tell her, our project specifically requested his designs. Pulling a stunt like this is a massive breach of contract. You better prepare to pay out. Lu Nuyen is absolutely panicking. Seeing me stand there silently, she rushes to tell them to. Rest assured, she promises she will have Kai Badat finish the designs for them. Just give her 2 days. But literally everyone can see that Lu Nuyen has completely lost all her credibility. One director just says it straight. Lu Nuyen, do you even know who you are? Now watch the whole room turn on her. Do you really think you can make the richest man's son work for you? Everyone suddenly starts heavily criticizing Lu Nuyen, sending her into a total panic. In the past, I was always the one shielding her, without me around.
She just cannot handle everyone turning against her. Lu Nuyen looks at me, her eyes completely filled with pure despair.
I just calmly tell everyone to keep chatting while I step outside for a bit. As I walk forward, every single person parts the way for me. Lu Nuyen gets completely blocked in by the guests. They keep grilling her about the broken contract, demanding heavy compensation. Dong Tong rushes over, trying to play hero for Lu Nuyen. But after hearing just a few mocking insults, he quickly slinks right back into the crowd. I step outside onto the terrace for some fresh air. Looking up at that starry sky, I actually feel pretty peaceful, but also a little bit empty. Thinking back to Lu Nuyen's breakdown earlier, I don't even feel satisfied with revenge. Just kind of regretful. When we first started dating, she honestly thought I was just some guy with a completely normal background. Then, after my company took off, she started getting paranoid that I wanted to steal her shares. But honestly, I never cared about any of that stuff. I just wanted that sense of real success, and I already had plenty of money. But Lu Nuyen just kept pulling away from me. Even after playing the boss for so long, she actually started looking down on me. Truth is, from the very start, we were never walking the same path. Suddenly, I hear Lu Nuyen's voice right behind me. She walks up, eyes full of resentment, her voice totally choked up with a hint of an accusation. She asks if I plan on explaining anything to her. I just frown. Explain what, exactly? We're broken up. She keeps pushing, demanding to know why I lied to her like that. She asks if I realize I just betrayed our 10 whole years of history. I finally snap and just tell her coldly, Lu Nuyen, have some basic self-respect. Lu Nuyen just stands there, her eyes totally red, staring at me like she has no clue what to do. Finally, she asks, what am I supposed to do now? Project literally requires your specific designs. Now that I fired you, what do? I just calmly reply, sorry, but none of this concerns me anymore. I am not your employee. After dropping that truth on her, I honestly have zero desire to keep dealing with her drama. I turn and walk away right then and there. But the second I get home, Lu Nuyen starts flooding my phone with text messages. She sends a picture of the exact ring I left behind the day I walked out. That ring used to be the ultimate symbol of our relationship. In her voice notes, she is sobbing uncontrollably. Baba Dot, she cries. This ring represents everything we used to have. You promised to marry me, love me forever, and forgive me no matter what I did. You said that, right? Yeah, I did actually say at once, but I never expected things to get this messed up. A person's heart doesn't just turn completely cold overnight. Badat. I swear, you can hear the absolute desperation in her voice. Please help me, she begs. This company is everything we built together. Without you, we go completely bankrupt.
With all these massive breach of contract fines, our cash flow just cannot cover it, and you know it. Her desperate messages just keep blowing up my phone, every single word, begging for mercy. Right after that, she starts calling me too, her total hysteria feeling more and more.
Pathetic. I finally just lose my patience, pick up and tell her straight, get Yang Dongtang to handle your designs. Who knows, maybe he might actually be better at it than me. Without letting her get another word in, I instantly block her number. Since Yi Dangtang is the project manager over,
There now, any massive failure falls entirely on his shoulders. Lu Yuyin also needs to step up and take responsibility for her own terrible choices. For the next few days, I don't hear a single peep from her, but I do hear plenty of rumors. From my old coworkers. But, they tell me, you have no idea. Our boss is just losing it lately, forcing us all to work insane overtime.
Yedang Tang in particular took the heat, forced to pump out endless proposals for every project, only for the clients to reject absolutely everything.
Luckily, a few of us held the fort, but complaints kept piling up. Now, everyone's just quitting and jumping ship.
Today, the CEO called Yan Dongtang into her office and completely chewed him out. My coworker texted me. Hold on, I'll send you the video. Soon after, he sent over a video shot right inside the office. I hit play. It's Lu Yuyin throwing documents straight at Yi Dongtang's face. She's absolutely furious, yelling, "With this level of skill, you actually want to be a manager? Look at how the clients are cursing you out. You only know how to sweet talk. Where are the results?"
Yang Dangtang covers his face, looking all aggrieved and pathetic. He stammers out, "CEO, I just don't have much experience."
I'm still young, but Lu Nuyen is ice cold. Young? Badat is your exact age, and he could already negotiate with clients and close huge projects all by himself.
Ye Dangtan, how long have you been here? You haven't made a single bit of progress. If this design doesn't pass,
You're fired. You're not even half the man Badat is. Watching this unfold, I just felt so weird. If this were the past, when I was
at that company, I was the one stepping up to fix all these messes. Lu Nuyen always protected Yi Dongtang, claiming he was still young and needed to build experience. Turns out, she actually knew I was vastly better than him, yet she purposely played dumb the whole time. You know that feeling when frustration finally leaves your chest? Yeah, that's me right now. I immediately told my coworker, Troon, you ever plan to jump ship? Hit me up. He happily agreed right away. 1 week later, Lu Nuyen blocked my path on the street again. Her face looked totally exhausted, completely drained of life. She begged me, Bedard, let's talk. Please, I'm begging you. I hesitated for a few seconds, then agreed. We went into a nearby restaurant and sat down. Lu Nuyen poured so many grievances, saying that without me, the company was in total chaos. But I only just realized how important you are to me.
I admit, these past few years I got a bit arrogant and lost myself. Yang Dongtang, just an incompetent fool.
I misjudged him, let him hurt you. I was wrong. I'm truly sorry. But we have 10 years of history together. How many 10-year chapters do we get in one life? Even friends who argue wouldn't just abandon each other, right? She teared up, looking at me with a choked voice. Badat, can you please help me? I sighed. I couldn't help her. Not to mention my current job was also incredibly busy. But I still gave her one way out. I can call the old clients and ask them to extend the deadline for you guys.
After that, you need to quickly find a better designer to take over the project and minimize the damage. This is as much as I can help.
With that said, I paid the bill, stood up, and walked away. Lu Nuyen stared at my back, crying tears of deep regret. In the days that followed, I just didn't have the time to care about Lu Nuyen's drama anymore. My family arranged a blind date for me. The girl, named Tu Vu Mak, was also the only child of a wealthy family. My parents told me she used to be just like me, always wanting to start her own business. Now, the studio she founded was getting massive, and she even merged it with our family company. Chatted a bit and realized our hobbies and business experiences were extremely similar. She once had a boyfriend of 6 years, but he ended up messing around, so she dumped him. Since then, she hadn't loved anyone else. We dated for a while and quickly moved toward
Marriage. We were both getting older, not really chasing passionate romance anymore. As long as our life views matched and there were no major conflicts.
We might as well just tie the knot. A month after the wedding, Tu Vu Mak and I went to the hospital for a checkup. Walking out, I saw Lu Nuyen, face
Covered in brutal injuries, being rushed in on a stretcher. Accompanying her was Yi Dong-tang. Seeing me, he lunged forward, trying to hit me.
I was just getting ready to fight back, but Tu Vu Mak kicked him straight to the ground. My wife? Taekwondo expert. She looked fierce.
This was the first time I ever felt protected by my wife. Honestly, the feeling wasn't bad at all. Tu Vu Mak coldly asked, "Who are you?"
Dong-tang bawled and screamed, "Badat, you piece of trash! You ruined Xiao Liu to this miserable state. Today was the court date."
She had to pay $60 million in compensation. The trial just ended, and the moment the CEO stepped outside, she was hit by a car. This is all your fault, I frowned. Lawsuit already? Fast. But watch this guy's twisted logic. How does any of this have to do with me?
I had already helped as much as I could, and this was just an unexpected accident. I couldn't even be bothered to argue with him. Once I knew Lu,
Như Yên was alright. Thư Vũ Mặc và I to hospital. I didn't want to get dragged into this mud pit. Walking out, Thư Vũ.
Mak looked at me and asked, "Are you still thinking about your ex-girlfriend deep down?" I joked back, "And what if I say yes?"
The moment those words left my mouth, my foot got stomped on hard. I yelped in pain, while Tu Vu Mak just gave a cold humph, acting like
nothing happened, walking straight ahead. "Don't forget you have a wife now." I laughed helplessly, not angry at all. Life after marriage.
Though peaceful, was absolutely brimming with happiness. Tu Vu Mak and I worked together, each taking charge of a segment of the family.
Business. Before long, I completely took over my father's position, becoming the head of the Nana Review Corporation. In just
2 years, the market value of the corporation doubled. Meanwhile, Lu Yuyen's company, bankrupt. A total joke. I heard she had to sell off her cars, her houses, and every last asset to pay off debts after 10 whole years of striving.
She ended up completely empty-handed, locked herself away for a whole long month, faded away to almost nothing. But as for me,
I honestly just felt pretty bad about it. Everyone has their own path to walk, and I had to move on. One day I hit the office, running interviews for a new secretary. Stepping into that room, I totally froze. The candidate sitting right there, Lu Yu-ian.
"Ki Badat," she whispered, staring right at me. The other managers turned my way. They totally assumed she was my pre-selected top pick.
I kept my face freezing cold, walked over, took my seat. "I am just here to interview." Lu Yu-ian gave me this look,
flashing some heavy disappointment. Then she jumped into her intro, laying out her work experience right by the book. When they asked her exactly why she wanted to be the chairman's personal secretary, she stared right at me. Her eyes were totally full of warmth and old memories. Back when I started out, I always had someone there helping me. Now, I want to use my own experience to support someone else. You see where this is going, right? She clearly came all this way just for me. But between us, the door was already firmly shut.
Completely impossible now. I was a married man. My bond with Tu Vu Mak was growing stronger every day. Hiring my ex-girlfriend was absolutely not happening.
Halfway through the meeting, I made an excuse and stepped out. The final result was obvious. Lu Yu-ian did not get the job she wanted.
to talk, but I turned her down flat. After work that day, she was waiting right by the doors, looking incredibly heartbroken. "Ki Badat," she said.
"It has been so long. Can you really still not forgive me? Since we broke things off, not a single day passes without me regretting it."
Did you think I was just chasing your wealth? I am not. I love you. I miss you. I finally cut her off. That is enough, Lu Yuyin.
I am a married man now. You really do not fit my company at all, in experience or skill. Please stop coming to look for me. Right then, Thu Vu Muk happened to walk past, her bump visibly showing. She shot Lu Nu-ian one quiet look. Lu Nu-ian was in absolute shock.
Watching me gently guide through Wu Mok past her and drive away together, she completely broke down in tears.
A few years later, I bumped into some.
Old friends I used to work with. They brought up Lu Nuyen. She really used to be my partner in chasing those wild dreams.
My absolute closest love. Who could have ever predicted things would end up quite like this down the line? Lu Nuyen actually tried starting.
A few more businesses. The longest one barely lasted 2 whole years. Working herself to the bone, she fell super ill. Had to step back. Word was she left Tun Chao entirely. The next time our paths crossed, 10 whole years had passed. I was taking Fu Wu Mok and our daughter on vacation
To this really unique resort, and you will never guess who we bumped into. I seriously almost did not recognize Lu Nuyen. She used to have this cold, commanding vibe of a really powerful boss. But now, she wore faded clothes, just sitting quietly by the front entrance of a tiny shop in the tourist area, hair tied up loosely. She was completely busy serving customers. Noticing me, she softly called out, "Ki, Badat." Getting
A quick nod from Tu Vu Mak, I stayed to chat for a bit. Years ago, she actually tied the knot with Yi Dong Tang. But sadly,
After the wedding, Yi Dong Tang just slacked off, played around, lived off her dime, even calling her old. They finally had this huge fight
and got divorced. Afterward, Lu Nuyen found out he was secretly seeing some rich female boss, planning to dump her the entire time right from the start.
But he got caught pretty fast. The boss's husband caught them red-handed and wrecked both his arms. After that, his fate is a total mystery.
Lu Nuyen slowly accepted her harsh reality, moved out here to live completely alone, just looking for some quiet peace. If I could rewind time,
I would definitely give you half my shares, marry you way sooner, and have your kids. She gave a sad smile, wishing me the best. Walking
away, seeing that bitter smile of hers, I felt this heavy wave of pity. Back then, who would have ever thought a girl so full of life and
sheer determination would eventually settle for a life like this? The world is seriously unpredictable, but every single person chooses their own
path in the end. Every step forward is decided by you alone. So never, ever say you regret your choices.
gentle music plays.